Deindustrialization in developed economies. Welcome back. In today's lesson, we will explore the concept of deindustrialization and how it impacts developed economies. As countries grow and mature economically, they often undergo a process where the importance of the secondary sector, manufacturing and industry, declines, while the tertiary and quaternary sectors, services and knowledge-based industries, become dominant. This shift is known as deindustrialization. By the end of this video, you will understand the reasons behind deindustrialization, its impact on economies, and examples from both developed countries and Pakistan to illustrate this phenomenon. What is deindustrialization? Deindustrialization refers to the decline of the manufacturing sector in a country's economy, often accompanied by the growth of the service sector. This process typically occurs in developed economies, where industries relocate to countries with cheaper labor costs or where technological advancements reduce the need for human labor. Example, from the United Kingdom, the UK is one of the best-known examples of deindustrialization. In the mid-20th century, the UK was a global leader in industries such as coal mining, steel production, and textile manufacturing. However, over the past several decades, these industries have declined significantly, and the country has shifted towards services such as banking, finance, and technology. Key point: deindustrialization is a natural progression for many developed economies as they move from being reliant on manufacturing to becoming service-oriented. Reasons for deindustrialization. There are several key factors that drive deindustrialization in developed economies. Let's explore these in more detail. 1. Globalization and outsourcing. With the rise of globalization, businesses in developed countries often move their manufacturing operations to countries where labor costs are lower. This shift is driven by the desire to reduce production costs and remain competitive in the global market. Example from the United States. In the US, companies in industries such as automobile manufacturing and electronics have shifted much of their production to countries like Mexico, China, and India, where wages are lower. As a result, the US has seen a decline in its manufacturing base and a corresponding rise in service-based industries. Key point: globalization encourages companies to outsource manufacturing to countries with lower labor costs, leading to a decline in domestic industrial jobs. 2. Technological advancements and automation. Technological advancements have led to the increased use of automation in manufacturing. Machines and robots can now perform tasks that were once done by humans, reducing the need for labor in the secondary sector. This often leads to job losses in traditional industries. Example from Germany. In Germany, the automotive industry has seen significant automation in recent years. Car manufacturers like Volkswagen and BMW have invested heavily in robotics to increase efficiency and reduce costs. While this has improved productivity, it has also resulted in fewer jobs for factory workers. Key point: automation and technological advancements reduce the need for human labor in manufacturing, contributing to deindustrialization. 3. Rising consumer demand for services. As incomes rise in developed economies, people tend to spend more on services such as healthcare, education, and entertainment, rather than on manufactured goods. This shift in consumer demand leads to the growth of the tertiary sector and a decline in the relative importance of manufacturing. Example from Japan. In Japan, there has been a significant shift from manufacturing to services. As the country has become wealthier, consumer spending on services like tourism, retail, and financial services has increased, while demand for manufactured goods has grown more slowly. Key point: rising consumer demand for services leads to the growth of the service sector at the expense of the manufacturing sector. 4. Competitive pressure from developing economies. Developing economies, particularly in Asia, have become global manufacturing hubs due to their low production costs and large labor forces. This has increased competition for developed economies, where higher wages make it difficult for manufacturers to compete. Example from Pakistan. Pakistan has become a key player in certain manufacturing industries, such as textiles and sports goods. Cities like Sialkot have become global hubs for the production of footballs and other sports equipment, providing competitive alternatives to manufacturers in developed economies like the US and Europe. Key point: competitive pressure from developing economies pushes manufacturers in developed countries to either close down or relocate their operations, leading to deindustrialization. Positive impacts of deindustrialization. While deindustrialization is often viewed negatively due to the loss of manufacturing jobs, it also brings several benefits to the economy. Let's explore the positive impacts of this process. 1. Growth of the service sector. As manufacturing declines, the tertiary sector, which includes industries such as banking, insurance, healthcare, and education, grows. This shift can lead to higher wages and better working conditions for workers in the service sector, which tends to offer more stable and high-paying jobs than traditional factory work. Example from the UK. The City of London, known as a global financial centre, is a prime example of how the service sector can flourish after deindustrialization. As manufacturing industries declined in the UK, the banking and financial services sectors grew rapidly, becoming a major contributor to the UK's GDP. Key point: deindustrialization can lead to the growth of the service sector, which offers high-value jobs and contributes significantly to economic growth. 2. Focus on innovation and knowledge-based industries. Deindustrialization often shifts the economy's focus towards the quaternary sector, which includes knowledge-based industries such as research and development, R&D, technology, and innovation. These industries drive economic growth by creating new products, services, and technologies. Example from the United States. In the Silicon Valley region of California, the decline of traditional manufacturing has been replaced by the rise of technology giants such as Apple, Google, and Facebook. These companies are at the forefront of technological innovation and employ thousands of workers in high-skilled, high-paying jobs. Key point: deindustrialization encourages economies to focus on innovation and technology, leading to the development of high-value industries. Negative impacts of deindustrialization. Despite the positive effects, deindustrialization also presents significant challenges, particularly for workers in communities that were once reliant on manufacturing. Let's explore some of the negative consequences. 1. Job losses in manufacturing. The most obvious negative impact of deindustrialization is the loss of manufacturing jobs. Factories that were once the backbone of communities are closed, leaving workers unemployed and often lacking the skills to transition to service-based jobs. Example from the United States. In cities like Detroit, which was once the heart of the US automobile industry, deindustrialization has led to significant job losses. As car manufacturers moved their operations to countries with cheaper labor costs, Detroit's economy suffered, leading to high unemployment and urban decay. Key point: deindustrialization leads to significant job losses in manufacturing, particularly in regions heavily dependent on industrial jobs. 2. Social and economic decline in industrial regions. Regions that were heavily reliant on manufacturing industries often experience social and economic decline following deindustrialization. This includes urban decay, rising crime rates, and reduced access to services such as healthcare and education. Example from the UK. In the north of England, where industries like coal mining and steel production once thrived, deindustrialization has led to widespread economic hardship. Former industrial towns like Sheffield and Liverpool have struggled with unemployment, poverty, and a lack of investment in infrastructure and public services. Key point: deindustrialization can have a devastating impact on regions that were dependent on manufacturing, leading to long-term social and economic decline. 3. skill gaps, and the need for retraining. As economies shift towards services and technology, there is often a skills mismatch between the jobs being created and the skills that workers possess. Many former manufacturing workers may lack the qualifications needed for jobs in the quaternary sector, leading to long-term unemployment. Example from Germany. In Germany, the government has invested heavily in retraining programs to help workers transition from declining industries to new sectors like technology and renewable energy. These programs aim to reduce unemployment by equipping workers with the skills needed for the modern economy. Key point: deindustrialization can create skill gaps, requiring governments and businesses to invest in retraining and education to help workers adapt. Conclusion and key insights. In conclusion, deindustrialization is a complex process that occurs as economies mature. While it leads to the decline of the manufacturing sector, it also encourages the growth of the service and knowledge-based sectors. 1. The positive impacts include the growth of high-value industries, technological innovation, and a focus on services. 2. The negative consequences include job losses, social decline in industrial regions, and the need for retraining workers. As we've seen, deindustrialization is a challenge faced by many developed economies, but with proper planning and investment in education and retraining, countries can ensure that the benefits outweigh the drawbacks. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more valuable insights and tutorials on O and A-level business. This video was created by Dr. Sajad Haider, O and A-level business specialist. Stay tuned for more